What's up, YouTube? This is Team Duelist Revolution. It's your boy, Problematic G. Super Quantums. Power Rangers. I've wanted to run this deck since I found out about it. Which honestly, first, I didn't really even know about it. Then I opened up a couple things, people were talking about it, hyped it up, and I just said, you know what, let's try it. So, this could be the deck profile. This here's version 1 of the deck. We're going to have version 2 coming out soon, along with a couple duels, just to show it off a little bit. But here is the deck profile. So,
yeah, and,
just
and he's a 2-time top with this too. So I mean, it's not. He's getting the Megazord out pretty quickly, which still blows my mind.
Yeah, getting out Great Magnus is a consistent thing with this. It's usually a win condition. Usually, somebody sees King Magnus and they pick him up, or they sweat. You're going to either see a lot of sweating or a lot of scooping. So the standard 3 Super Quantum Lamb, Red Ranger as I like to call him. You got 3 Super Quantum Green Layer, the Green Ranger.
I like how these guys look.
Yeah, they all look awesome. And they each have like their own personification. Like they all look different. Or persona. We got Super Quantum Blue. Then we go into Super Quantum Fairy Alpha.
He's the one with that weird effect that allows you to get all of them.
This is the that's the tin can of the deck. And honestly, like it really is way more of a blowout than I thought. Because once he hits board and you get his effect off, you're gonna make a lot of plays.
Is he one of the ones that you would consider cutting, or you're not cutting any of them?
Absolutely not. None of them.
They're all gonna stay at 3?
Yeah, this line is my permanent monster line.
Okay.
This is all you need for the deck as far as monsters go. Once I do siding, even then I would keep all of them in. You never want to break this line.
Oh, see, now that's something good to know.
Yeah, this is the optimal line. You always want to make sure you have all of them. And, like, especially if you start going through your deck and getting them out of the deck, blue's going to be helpful to put them back into the deck. And you will always have plays. I mean, they're just as helpful in the graveyard, too, with the different combos you'll see. Alright, so for the spells, the MVP. Super Quantum Mech Ship Magna Carrier.
I wonder if I can get it in for these people. Yeah. And he's the one that gets the Megazord.
This is the 1-card Exceed. So you discard a card from your hand, you target a Super Quantum monster on the field, one of your pilots, and then you Exceed into that proper attribute. Then you can send it to the graveyard, target 3 Super Quantum or Exceeds on the field, and make your Great King Magnus, or the Megazord. AKA also win condition. Scoop them up, scoop them up.
It gets you there. Definitely gets you there.
And
I just can't believe that it allows you to get it from grave, too. That's what threw me off when I was playing you. I was like, what the heck?
That's actually a great point. That is one of the most busted things of this card. This allows you to exceed with monsters on the field or graveyard. They can all be in the graveyard. They can all be on the field. You can mix it up. It's too much. It's too much. Just when you think they're gone, they come back stronger. And like I said, once you get into the combos, it's crazy. And now we're going to get into the grimy part of the spell core. This is like all your draw. It's mainly just draw and summon power. And it makes the entire deck run. So, chicken game. Love the chicken game.
Yeah, I normally hate it, but once there's a field spell in the deck, I feel like it makes it more relevant because you can just get rid of it with your own field spell. You know, it's the little things.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Because your opponent's going to get greedy and they're going to try to start drawing off of your card, piggybacking. No, we're not about that life.
The
Upstart, aka as I like to call this, the chicken game combo. If you run this, you usually want to run this. If you run this, you could get away with running this. It just makes the world go around.
That's fair.
Then we're going to get into this. Now this, I'm not a big fan of. This is going to get cut for version 2. But my theory behind it was, if you get this off first turn, it won't hurt. Only because you don't take damage anyway. for the most part.
And if that one card got you the Megazord, who cares?
Yeah, like the theory behind it was just to get it as fast as possible. So I just put in all kinds of draw power to make the deck run. But I'm going to cut it for version 2 because after I make my second version, it won't be needed anymore. I only went with 2 terraforming. I think that's more consistent. You won't get cloggy, but you'll at least see it.
Yeah,
it's good. It's always good for pulling out chicken game. You always want to pull out chicken game. But in the case that you can pull out chicken game and you really need to get that mech ship out, terraform is there for you. It'll never, honestly, you won't like see it as a dead card with this deck because you have 6 field spells to hit. It's gonna be almost impossible for it to be a dead card. The Foolish, sending any of them to the graveyard never hurts because all of them have grave effects except for Alphen, but
damn, this shit icy.
You do what you gotta do. Standard 3 E-Telly.
He's not a scrub playing that gold rare.
Yeah. Oh, I was fortunate to get those before the gold came out.
Yeah, true that.
But yeah, E-Telly. I would even say this is MVP too, because once you draw that, you can start popping off. You don't have to waste your normal summon on your super card in blue, which is the psychic of the deck that lets you be the Stratos of the deck. So yeah, you always wanna have an E-Telly in hand. And even if you have 2, it's not a dead draw because blue recycles himself. You're always gonna see blue. And he can always be in deck always. Reasoning? Good times with reasoning. Especially with this deck. People don't know what to do with it.
I know, because you call the right one, it's like, okay, free monster. You call the wrong one, I'm getting graveyard effects.
Damn if you do and damn if you don't. I mean, I'm going to get something out of it.
Now, is this something you're considering cutting, or are you going to keep it?
Absolutely not.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely
okay.
not. You have to have 3 of those in order to make it. Like I said, it's another card that runs the deck. Now, I mean, with this build, I'm not cutting too many things because it's actually still good the way it is. But like most of my 3 of them, I'm not gonna cut. The only thing so far that I remember cutting is just the one day. But reasoning is that would be 3rd in line for MVP because it's just like I said, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
True that. Anything to get that extra summon.
All right, now I only do 2 infusion in this build. I wasn't too crazy about it. I'm probably gonna bump it up to 3 with the next one that's coming out. But instant fusion. With my, you'll see in the extra deck, I can go into a couple things. I can make my Panzer Dragon, which will give me the rank 5, which I actually won't need soon. Or I can do the 4 Norden, the typical standard Norden, which will let me get green, and then I can go into my other one, which I'll show you later. But once this goes up to 3, it's going to get nuts, because it's going to be more of a rank 4 build. Everybody's probably seen it by now, but I'll show you my build. It's mainly standard, nothing too crazy. The 1 soul charge. Funny enough, I actually just added this into our most recent tournament. I didn't have it in the first tournament that I actually won. I actually won without it, which was weird. But soul charge, if I ever get soul charge off, it's gonna be a parade. You're pretty much guaranteed to make Great Magnus if you get soul charge off.
I know the Saturday from watching this, he came in 2nd place. He lost to Pepe.
Oh, Pepe ran me over.
Yeah, you bricked so hard too.
Yeah, I did, but I mean, no excuses. Cause I should have. I mean, that just means that the build should have been better.
Yeah, no,
but it's okay. Revenge will be mine. I will get him. Curse you, Mirty. 1 for 1. People don't understand 1 for 1, but 1 for 1, get your MVP monster out. Well, your MVP 2 monster out. What I like about it is you pitch him to summon him, and then you just go off with him, and you, once again, don't waste a normal summon. It's all about not wasting your normal summons. You want to pick your normal summons wisely. So it's just a great card to have. I've seen some people run this. This card is hilarious. People didn't know what to do with it. I
literally didn't even know what this card did when you played it. I was like, what?
And at first people was like, oh, well, you don't get your... Because Feast of the Wild level 5s lets you bring him out. It's a level... You can special summon up to 2 level 5 warrior monsters from your graveyard or your hand. Their effects are negated and they can't attack. It's amazing to summon him. Or even especially to summon 2 of him. But people didn't know what to do with him because they're like, "What's this do?" Yeah, well, this card lets you go into your 5. It goes into your level, your rank 5 play, and it's just so it's so convenient. Even if you just summon 1, you can just go instant fusion into Panzer Dragon.
Is this something you've considered cutting? Is this something you're gonna keep?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna cut to because with the new build, my 5 play will be easier to make.
Okay. Okay.
So I won't need it anymore. Now that's the spell lineup. What we got? 3, 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 16, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24 spells. Yep, 24 spells. I mean, you want to run the spells. One spell that I want to note that's probably going to go in here. I missed Twin Twister. I took it out of my original build. My original build, I had 3 Twin Twisters in here, and it ran pretty good. It actually ran really good because I did a lot of back row killing. So yeah, let's get into these traps. I've only run 4. I call this the mini warning brigade. Just the 2. So sound warning, sound strike. You don't want to pay too much life points because you're already slowly killing yourself with chicken game, but and the soul charge and the instant fusions. But this is good. It does work. And usually I just take out all my problem cards. Not there's too many of them, but you know. Especially this deck, I like to go first, so having traps is never a bad thing. And the bottomless. Bottomless is too strong. Just takes out your problem cards. This one, I'm not a big fan of, Torrential Tribute. It never hurts with Magnus on the field, but with Torrential Tribute, I mean, you wipe the board clean, you get your plays off. Once they hit grave, it never hurts. So I do want to run Torrential. That one might come out though. That might be another one that comes out. We'll see.
Okay.
Alright, the mom's token. Rest in peace, mom.
Get the extra.
Had to make one. Got my bro Kage. That's my man. Just flex those off. Just some tokens. I'm proud of those tokens.
You got that third Hokage though.
Alright, extra deck, guys. Here we go. We got 2 Super Quantum Mech King Great Magnus, aka Towers, aka Boss Monster, aka Scoop 'em up, scoop 'em up. This card is too much.
He's an Ignister. He's just
so once he's summoned, it gets real. His effect, if you have, okay, first of all, if he's sent to grave, you can special summon 3 of your XC, your Super Quantum.
If you don't know what it is, read his effect, guys.
Well, I was just going to break it down for him.
No, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, I can just quickly break it down. Once he's sent to grave, I can special summon the 3 X-Seeds that he was used to make him. That's too much. That alone just breaks the card. Then you got his 3 effects. For each material on him, he gains an effect. So when he has 2, he's an Ignister. He can bounce anything. If he has 4, then you can, or he's unaffected by all effects except for Super Quantum or Super Quant cards. So, for anybody who runs the sword, yeah, that just makes him crazy broke. Which, that might be one I add too, but you'll see if I decide to add that. And his other effect is if he has 6 or more, he's basically a mistake on crack. You can't you can't add cards from your deck to your hand, but that also includes drawing. Because if you read him, he has the same text as Dark Law, so you can't draw, you can't add. Scoop him up, scoop him up. So that's Great Magnus.
Jesus Christ.
And now, the little guys, the important guys, the guys that make things matter for the big magnets to come out. You got 2 Super Quantum Mech Beast Magnum Liner. This is your rank 5 guy that gets made with the Super Quantum Red Layer, aka the Power Ranger. Power Ranger Megazord. His effect is basically a Raigeki break. So when he has the Red Ranger, you can use the effect on either player's turn. You detach in order to destroy 1 monster on the field. So he's pretty good. And there, I mean, like I said, there's little combos I like to use with my X-Seeds, but we'll get into that in a second. Then we got 2 Super Quantum Mech Beast Ouroboros. He is the Grand Ranger Megazord. And he is your Book of Moon. What you do with him?
That excites me.
It's the same thing as red. If you have green on them, then you can use it during either player's turn, which is Burke. And like I said, that's why I call him the Book of Moon. Then we got the last one, the Super Quantum Mech Beast Grand Pulse. He goes with the Blue Ranger. Now this is your MST of the deck. This one, you can use during either player's turn if you had the blue, obviously. Same thing as the rest of them. Like I said, he's MST, so you can destroy a spell trap if you detach. And the big thing I like about him is that big 28 defense booty. Love it. That's usually really hard to get over. There's actually very few things that can get over it right now. Ignister, Dark Destroyer.
Now you mentioned bringing in Twin Twister. Would you want it at 3 even though you have a guy like that? Or just having it in general is good?
It's something to consider. I know I'm going to at least side deck it, but it's possible that I could main deck it too, just because I want to get my plays off and don't want to get stopped. But with that point, yeah, you don't need it. It's just a matter of if I want it. If I have the room, I'm going to, but I don't know. It's up and down right now.
Okay.
But we'll see. And then you just have a couple other randoms in the extra deck. You got your Guy Dragon, the Thunder Charger, excuse me. I like combining with him. It's too funny. You detach, get his effect, destroy monster. Bam, overlay. And now you got yourself another problem, because you know he does the piercing damage, which makes things a whole lot harder. It's just optimal damage. And so it's a good time for me. Not so much my opponent, but at least for me. You got the Vulgar Source, which you can also overlay with the Guy Charger. Once again, you detach, do a little damage, overlay, do some more damage. It's just damage. Damage for everybody. It's too good. I like it. Especially the fact that you can't attack directly. Okay, well, I'll find something that can attack directly. It's just stuff like that that always makes things fun. Castel, standard for 4s. Now, with this extra deck, my 4s will probably go up a little bit more. I might have a little bit more 4s. I don't know. Gotta look at it, though. But he's definitely going to be in there no matter what. Then your Abyss Dweller. Rest in peace, BA. He's just a BA killer. And I mean, there's other decks, but he mainly he destroys BAs by himself. Then you have the Downer Magician. Downer Magician is just... It's one of those things where, like, if you run out of resources, or if you run out of materials for your Grand Pulse, you can always just overlay into that. And that was my reason for that. I decided to run that just for that factor. And I mean, she's not bad. She does piercing. She does piercing, right? It's been a while. Yeah, she does piercing. She gets the boost. So she's always good. Like I said, more damage. Damage is just your friend. Obviously, the Northern, the instant fusion lets you go into the rank 4 plays, get your Ouroboros out quicker. And then your Panzer Dragon to get out your Red Range, or your Red Megazord. And if not, you can always just use them to pop a card. That's always good too, but hopefully you can be able to make your rank 5s with that. So, that is the extra deck. And that should wrap up our Super Quantum deck. Like I said, we're going to have version 2 coming out real soon, along with some duels.
Now, how often did you get the Megazord out?
Every game. Except for in the finals. Okay. But every game.
Yeah, I remember I struggled with it, but yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. Team TDR, Duelist, Revolution. I'm signing out.